Honestly, this could be truly the best banner in Genshin history. Have we seen this many waifus on a screen? I don't believe so. And Shunhug comes back. Wellama, folks. It is your resident Gooner, Mr. Jshoea. That is I, Mr. Big J Corp. But we're here to talk about the 5.3 banners. Now, I know a lot of you guys are a little butthurt for having the double banners for the first half and then having the reruns on the second half. I get it. I understand your pains. But they do it because they want to fit in the lantern right. And they fit in the 20 pulls because they want to fit into the lantern right on that second half. So they've always done this. This isn't anything new. So for all those newer players or returning players that haven't really experienced that, well, there you go. That's kind of been the state of the game. Let's talk about what we're able to control now, how we're going to prepare, and what you guys should be looking for when it comes to pulling for these characters. Now, let's start on the Mavuika banner. She is probably going to be one of the premier pulls here, just at the base level. She is absolutely insane. And she's able to use all different forms and modes of transportation with an extended stamina bar. So you guys know how we have a stamina bar and then we have the phlogiston bar. She has another bar called Passion, I believe. I forgot what it's specifically called, but it is called Passion. You're able to traverse even that much farther. You can fly, you can glide, you can swim, basically. You can climb up rocks and everything. You can do everything that you could do with the other characters solely with Mavuika. In terms of traversing the environments, Mavuika on her motorcycle is S+ tier. Then, combat-wise, Mavuika is insanely strong as a pyro off-field applier as well as an on-field DPS character. In that regard, she isn't necessarily the strongest. She has some really wonky numbers, but she can hit pretty big damage numbers. She is pretty S tier in that regard as well. She's pretty top tier. And we go to Citlali. Citlali as the support character. In particular, she is a pyro and hydro support character. That's right, gamers, because she can lower the resistances of your opponents for those relative elements, as well as providing crowd shields and other fun buffs through things like tenacity. You obviously should probably just go into Cinder City. That should be perfectly fine as well, but she can provide quite a bit. Melt and freeze buffs. It's not just melt and freeze buffs, it's pyro and hydro down. As one of the new age support characters, rivaling that of she alone in productivity. However, she is a lot more niche. With regards to that, Citlali is still a great character. Even at F2P, you'll want to pick her up. Let's go into weapons now. Mavuika weapon, honestly, is pretty replaceable. It is very strong. It gives you a total of 50% attack and I believe up to 57% crit value. It's very strong. However, it is very replaceable by some of the other options that we already have. Citlali's weapon, giving you 100 elemental mastery and giving you extra bonuses on top of that, is very reminiscent of your casual weapons, your venti weapons. That support options tend to bring you a lot more mileage. Low-key, Citlali's weapon seems to shine a little bit more in my eyes. However, there are some premier support options like 1,000 Floating Dreams that you could potentially use on Citlali that could work, but that's kind of up to your box and kind of for you to figure out. Then let's go to the 4 stars. Bennett, amazing. The true pyro icon. Diona, that's a cat. I'll be honest, I forget what kind of animal Kachina is. She like a little bear ferret thing? Like what is she? She's like a squirrel? Like what is she? Kachina, surprisingly, is actually quite the strong pull here. The one sole reason why she's much stronger than she was originally is because she actually gets usage through Mavuika. Mavuika, she wants another Lan Yan partner. And in that sense, if you want Mavuika to be your sub DPS on-field DPS, you're going to want to go for a character that functions off-field. Shilonen comes into mind. Citlali comes into mind. And of course, the F2P option of Kachina. Getting extra constellations of the character is highly, highly suggested. So Kachina actually becomes that much more valued within the context of these banners. Then we go down to the rerun banners. Now the rerun banners, I'll be honest, this is complete bait. We've seen this type of bait before with other characters from Sumeru showing up, with the Hytham banner showing up in Fontaine. Just basically huge bait. These characters are very strong. Don't get me wrong. And honestly, Arlecchino, some could say, because she doesn't have a reliance on the Night Soul, on the Phlogiston, that she might even just be better overall than Mavuika. So if you do want to say for Arlecchino as a DPS, the Polearm class does have some great F2P options alongside or against the Claymore archetype. You'll be fine running both of them, Mavuika and Arlecchino. They do damage in different ways. It is yet to be seen specifically who does better damage or not. I'm pretty sure they're already pre-beta calcs, but we will be doing the calcs later down the road. And then Clorinde. Clorinde has a greater reliance on her support characters. She needs a lot of support help in order to get that damage off. Primarily looking at either overload teams and or quicken teams. Going to be very, very good for Clorinde. Clorinde feels like trash is a crazy statement to say. All right, my wife, that is crazy to say. Time that guy out. Then the 4 stars, Rosaria Haktua. Chevreuse is really good, but she always ends up on just the wonkiest banners. Then you actually go to a character that actually seems pretty relevant in Lan Yan. Lan Yan as an Anemo Shielder, classification that we've never had before. Support based instead of buffing based Anemo character actually comes really, really in handy. And Lan Yan, especially for the free-to-play experience, is going to be incredible, being able to swirl and shield you at this, you know, in different instances. It's going to be great. She's a great F2P character, and if you can't pick her up here, definitely pick her up in Lantern Right's free 4-star selector, thereby which her value slightly goes down for the purest of F2Ps, but if you can spend a little bit, go get C1, C2. Then, Epitome Invocation, Absolution, Crimson Moon Semblance, both are great options. However, again, they do have really, really good F2P options. Clorinde, Iron Sting, Arlecchino, White Tassel, and some others really, really good. I'll talk about the Chronicle Wish. Let's talk about it, chat. Let's go from left to right here, starting with Baizhu. Baizhu, great value. As a healer and Dendro Applier, great value, F2P, easy to use. Let's put him at A- tier. Sjhoea, super niche. Cryo is kind of ass. However, assuming that she'll never rerun ever again, you might want to get her because Nesnaya might want some cryo characters. So it is going to be a future pull for you. If you have the resources to do that, make sure you go for Sjhoea. Right now, she's kind of like a B tier for me. And even then, she might even be that much lower just because intrinsically, cryo doesn't have a lot of value right now. Cutting, probably one of the worst here. Her scaling is just not that good. And if you want to pull for an Electro on-field DPS character, just go for Clorinde. So her value is D tier. Ganyu. Now, Ganyu's value slightly goes up here for the sole reason that Melt with Citlali is going to be relatively relevant. And Ganyu as a burst support character with her Icicle Circle AoE Sphere is actually really good. It's actually super, super underrated, and she's quite strong in multiple facets. She's a great character, very versatile, very easy to use, and she's the Coco Go. I'm going to put her at the B+ tier. She's going to be a great pickup if you guys have those extra resources. Kui, she's a standard character. I don't want to talk about her. Tartagalicious, old. Next, put him in D tier. Zhao, old, but his scaling is incredibly high and his damage ceiling is super, super high, especially with the plethora of support characters, making him that much more valued as, you know, his ceiling is a lot higher. We're going to put him in the B tier. And that pretty much wraps up the characters. Weapons. Primordial Jade Cutter is actually quite relevant, especially when you take a look across the field. You know, a lot of crit options that you would need, and this covers a lot, right? This is the lesser version of the Staff of Homa, but for sword characters and for crit rate. So make sure to go grab it if you guys haven't picked it up and need a sword crit option. Summit Shaper, garbage. Unforged, garbage. Calamity Queller, I forgot what that's called. I think it's called Calamity Queller. For Sjhoea, trash. You can use Favonius Lance. PJWS, trash. That's a standard weapon. Green Donut, trash. Just go for FTP weapon. What the f is that? Undusting dust? That looks like a W engine. God damn it. Trash. Don't use it. The only thing that's worth getting is the Primordial Jade Cutter, probably. Memory of Dust? Yeah, my memory's dusted because I don't remember that shit. And that wraps up the banner review of 5.3. So to summarize, I think in terms of purest of F2P value, Mavuika is going to be the best for you. Citlali is going to be followed next. If you can go for a weapon, idealistically go for both the characters' weapons. And that's my 5.3 banner analysis. Let me know what you guys are going to be pulling for in the comments down below. Make sure to like, and if you guys found this information valuable, make sure to subscribe to see more content. We're live on Twitch. Don't do drugs. Pull for waifus. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.